Welcome back, and let's now do some more advanced things with our images, and this time we'll work with our Magic Wand tool. And the Magic Wand tool is going to let us do selections of our image that we want to capture. So let's open a file. We'll go to File, Open, and I'll choose the desert here. And let's suppose with the Magic Wand tool, what's going to happen, if I click here, you notice that it selects some pixels. And what I want to do is remove this from this sky background. So since I clicked here once, if I clicked again, then it would get rid of my selection, my first selection. So if I click over here, it'll change selections. So if I want to do multiple selections, then once I have selected something, I need to hold the shift key down, and then I can click everywhere that I want to highlight, and notice that now it's keeping or maintaining all of my selections. And so if I want to get this space right here, I just click in here, and if I want to get even lower, I just keep the magic wand here. Same thing over here. And so now I've pretty much selected everything I wanted to get rid of. So now we'll use a tool that I mentioned earlier. I go to Select. We'll select the inverse, and now only this portion was selected. So if I do Control X, I could cut it, or I could copy it as well, and then go to File, New, Blank from File, and now I get a new custom from the clipboard. And if I do Control V, it pastes that new picture now. So basically what I did is just I wanted to take this part away so I could change the background. So the next thing I'll do is open another file, Open, and this time I'll choose this lighthouse. And let's say I wanted to use some of this sunset color. Now we'll use a different tool from our toolbar, and let's grab the eyedropper tool. So when I use this, it samples the color of this here. Let's say I want to get this color over here. I press this, and you'll notice down in the color part here that it actually selected that color. So if I were to select the rocks, you see that it's changed here, or if I select, it's changed there. But if I go here, it gives me that color. And now when I double click down in the bin on this image that I was creating, then I can go to the paint bucket right here, and when I select this, now I can put that new color there. Now that may not be the color you want, but you get the gist of what you can do with these tools now. So that's the Magic Wand tool, which lets you select areas of an image, and then you can cut out or take out different parts of that image that way. We also saw that with the Marquee tool we could do the same thing. But the Magic Wand tool does something a little different than the Marquee tool, because it allows you to go around certain objects, like we highlighted around these things and we went in these little crevices, whereas the Marquee tools will only take blocks of information. So that gives you two different ways. One is a little more detailed than the other, but it gives you two different ways that you can edit a picture in that way. So now what we want to do is to talk about saving your files. When you save your files, you want to do two things. You want to create two different files, and I'll show you what you need to do. So we still need to go to File. We'll choose Save As, and this first option you get is a PSD file. So PSD stands for Photoshop. So what you want to do is save in this format so that you can get back to it if you want to, so that you can always edit your original image. So when I do this, I can just give it a name that I want to have here, and I'll just say Magic Wand, and then save it to the desktop. Then the other thing you want to do, and this part you want to do once you're complete with your product and you don't have anything else to do, you will go to File again, then Save As, and then this time we'll choose either a GIF file, which is this right here, GIF, and that stands for Graphics Interchange Format, or you can do the JPEG file. Both of these file types are common on the web, and any computer will open them. So if you choose the GIF file, you will want to choose this so that you can get rid of, let's say, so that you want to have a transparent background, so that you don't have that white background on certain images, and we'll talk about that later. Or you can choose to do JPEG, and JPEG does not support the transparency that the GIF does, so it just depends on what you want to do. But either one of those files will work. So I'll go ahead and do JPEG here, and again I'll just save it, And you may want to change the title so that it's not as long. Just call it MagicWand.jpg. Save. And this gives you a little message here. And then I can save it. And now, if I minimize, you can see the two different images. One of them is the PSD that has a little Photoshop symbol in the bottom right corner, and the other one is the JPEG. You can go back and edit this, but once you save it in a JPEG format or any other format other than Photoshop, if you're working with layers and things like that, it'll flatten your image, so everything that you do in here, you'll be operating on a new image basically. If you're here, you're operating on all the original stuff that you started with. So that's the difference in those two. Alright, the next thing we'll do is talk about some other tools in Photoshop, and we'll get started in the next video.